Hello, friend. Hello, friend. That's lame.
Hello, bitches.
Hello.
Hello, it's me.
All week long.
All rise, order in the court. Already had a live chase. We're a little bit late. For those of you who didn't know, we are here and ready, and the best looking judge there is, Judge Webster.
Judge Webster putting it down again today, but hopefully everybody knows what's going on here. These are court cases that are happening across America at this time. We're going to jump from place to place, have a good time, and maybe even draw a few pictures. Anything is possible.
Yeah. I hope you don't mind. I got something that is happening over here that looks interesting.
I trust your judgment, Creed.
It's small claims court, and it's the 86th District Court. I don't know if we've ever been in this court before, but let's
does not sound familiar.
What does that represent, Miss England? What's the $500?
My security deposit.
Oh, okay.
She rent something, buy something.
So I'm going to tell each of you that you have when you proceed in small claims, then you cannot appeal any decision that I make as the judge. You lose your right to have a jury trial. You can't have an attorney represent you. If you want to have those rights, you have to just say, Judge, I want to remove this to the general civil docket. So, Miss England, do you want to stay in small claims or go to the general civil docket?
Stay in small claims.
Oh, you can get more of it.
What about you, Mr.
Yeah,
Eaton?
you can only get so much in small claims.
Okay, so let me talk to Mr. Eatman first, since he's the plaintiff. Tell me what your claim is about.
Okay, so basically the customer called us on, what date did she call us on exactly? She called us on.
Did she rent? Let me do this first. I should have. Please raise your right hand since you're testifying. I'll be swearing you both in. You swear or affirm to tell the truth.
So she's rented something from him?
I do.
Yeah.
And you have somebody next to you, right?
Bounce house.
Okay. So I just want you to testify. You tell me, did Miss England rent some equipment from you?
She did.
What'd she rent?
She rented our
treadmill
2019 Razor 1000.
Oh, side by side.
RZR.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And what was the she gives a $500 deposit, correct?
She did.
And how long was she renting it for?
She rented it for half a day, 4 hours.
Okay.
Half a day.
For $500.
And what is the rental rate?
The rental rate for that was $360.40 plus a $500 deposit just in case any incidentals.
Okay. So you're claiming there was some incidentals?
Yes, I was actually following them. Yes.
What happened?
Well, the first time it was raining outside and they were driving the equipment pretty hard, and I stopped them and I told them, I said, hey, you're a pretty good driver, man. It's really wet outside. Why don't you kind of keep it calm, because you have kids in the car. You also have a lady in the car. He continued to drive crazy. He was driving over hills really sporadically, and what they ultimately did was break the clutch on the vehicle.
Do you know who this person
Is that
was,
like
by
the
the
little
way?
sand dune jumper?
This was her
type deal?
husband or boyfriend.
It'd be like
Okay.
side by side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he pretty much understood what he did, and I took them back to their vehicle, and I had to get the vehicle towed out of the woods.
Yeah, they're right.
And replace the clutch and get it fixed.
Yeah. I mean, is he supposed
And the
to know?
customer did not want to. I sent her the invoice. She did not want to pay it, so she disputed the charges, the $360, and she also disputed the $500. Excuse me, she disputed the $500, and she received that.
So you have, how much did it cost you to tow the vehicle and get the clutch fixed?
A
What
clutch
cost
seems
her?
like faulty
So I didn't
equipment.
charge her the
Am I
towing
wrong?
fee, but it
something like
cost
that.
total of $870 for the clutch and the labor.
Just made to be driven hard.
$878.09. Excuse me.
They like it hard.
And you
Creed.
kept the 500.
She actually disputed the 500 with her bank. So the
So what does
bank,
that mean? You didn't keep the 500 then?
I kept it, and her bank took it back from us.
Hey, Paul.
Okay. So
That's
you're
called
claiming you're
disputing the
owed
charges.
$807?
Correct. $878.09.
He's
Okay.
relaxing, Jim.
There we go. 878.09. Yeah, I had 1378.09 on your affidavit and claim. That's not the right number, correct?
No, it's
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, no,
It's
that's yeah, excuse me,
not
that's
very
that
weird,
plus
almost like
the
a breath
court
drink
fees and
store.
everything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You would have 878.
She's got what they
court
call
fees of
odd body.
$65.
Plus court fees and plus the towing fee as well of getting the vehicle out of the
Plus
woods.
the, I'm sorry, plus the what fee?
The towing fee of getting the vehicle out of the woods. We had to tow
How
the
much
vehicle.
was that?
That right there, I don't have that in front of me, but I can get that pulled up real
Hey,
quick.
Joe. So
I
they
would say it was
rented a
around like
side by side,
$600 or so.
drove it a
I don't
little
want
bit
you to
too
say
hard.
anytime, you gotta let me know how much you think it is. You
$600.
gotta It was 600.
Correct.
You've got that on your computer screen?
Got that in my computer screen. Well, on my other phone.
I
can
mean,
give
you
you,
rent
I can
something
get an
like
invoice
that.
real quick for you guys if I need to and send it over.
Guy with
We had to
names
go
can do
inside
more
the
than
woods.
one thing.
We had to tow the
Deal.
vehicle with a strap all the way to the road. Then we had to load it on.
Strap-on shouldn't cost you that much.
So what caused the clutch to blow out? What do you think?
Basically the driving style that they were doing, they were driving very sporadically, jumping, going crazy over hills, just really ripping. And I warned them a couple of times about their driving and that it could damage the
Okay.
vehicle. And that's exactly
Decorated
what
for
it
Christmas already, by the way.
Okay. So, Ms. England,
It's not like you're having too much
If
fun.
you'd raise your right
Yeah.
hand, you swear or affirm to tell
How
the truth.
dare you drive it like
I
that?
do.
Do you? Okay. And so you heard what Mr. Eatman had to say. You did rent the Razor, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And did you have somebody else driving it?
I did.
Who was driving it?
My boyfriend, David
All right.
Williams, and my
Just
son
man
was
with
in
And
the
then,
car,
pardon me?
and my son was in the back seat.
Merry Christmas to
Okay.
her already.
And then Mr. Eatman says he warned your boyfriend a couple of times about his driving.
That's not true.
Okay. Did it ever happen?
No,
Mr. Eatman never warned your boyfriend about the car that day.
no. In fact, it stalled out a couple times on us, and he even got in the ATV,
Ooh.
started back up. He told my boyfriend he was doing a good job driving. We only drove for 40 minutes, and it stalled out on us twice.
Ooh.
I paid $360.40 for a 4-hour drive. I only got 40 minutes of drive time. I paid a $500 deposit. He was an hour late getting us out on the track. We didn't get out on the track till 5. We were supposed to be there at 4. He never told us that. The only rule he said was we couldn't go over 50 miles per hour. That was, we asked him
50?
what were the rules. He said, don't go over 50 miles per hour.
Or
He
15.
stayed behind us the whole
50.
time. When we stalled out, he got in the
I mean, something like that, you could put a governor
started
on,
it
right?
back up. When
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
we at the end, me and my son had to sit in the trails for over an hour while he took my boyfriend back to get my car and the trailer for the ATV rental. I never seen a tow truck.
Thought he
We
towed it.
asked him,
Oh,
he even
boy.
back told us if it was a small fix that we could come back the next day and ride the rest of our time because we only got 40 minutes out of 4 hours.
Mhm.
The next day we ended up leaving early because we're only in Traverse City overnight, so we didn't get that time. I called him back a few days later inquiring about my security deposit, is when he told us that we damaged the clutch. I asked him, how did we damage the clutch? And he just kept saying that we damaged the clutch. I asked him to send me a detailed receipt. He sent me an invoice for $300 and something. I attached it with my counter.
Make sure you say in
Yeah,
the chat who you're
seen that,
siding
yeah.
with so far.
That's what he
So
said.
far,
I
I'm
owed
with
him
Kimberly, by
$300
the
and
way.
something.
Absolutely, me too.
I can get my boyfriend and my son on Zoom. I didn't know if I was allowed to get them in here
Oh, yeah.
for this.
You can.
No,
but
yeah.
Mr. Eatman, let me stop you right there. So, Mr. Eatman, all I've seen is a bill for $378.
Yeah.
And what does that represent?
So that's minus her deposit. That's minus the 500 she had.
That's what it
So what
sounds
she
like,
did
Alan.
when she disputed the $500 deposit and she didn't want to pay the rest of the balance, her bank took back the money, her deposit.
Where's the bill for the clutch? Where's something that says, hey, I had the clutch done, the mechanical work done?
Oh, that's right there on the invoice.
Good for her, by the
Invoice
way,
44.
pointing out that it sounded like it had a clutch problem before
let's
they,
see.
having to restart it. And
Hold on.
I don't see
I'm
that's
I'm
her
showing the
problem. I really don't.
And what does he do? Follow them around after you rent it to make sure that you're
Contract.
driving good?
I've never heard of such a thing. And she said even at one point he got inside it with them. That, again, very strange.
It would have been just $360 if she did not dispute the $500 charge.
I'm not seeing the do you have that with you, the invoice for the clutch?
It's not like he just wants her to pay for
Did
the
you
clutch.
hold it up? Yeah,
Was he,
from what
do
I'm
you have to
understanding,
change gears? Does it not have an automatic transmission in
I
it?
think that it does.
move it to your right just a little. There's it.
So he took that
370,
360
okay.
out of the.
Yeah, who did the work?
500,
What's the
I
name of
think
the
you were
company?
talking-
Yeah.
We did the work in house, and we also had
Oh,
Power
in-house.
Sports, Motor Power Sports, go over everything for us to let us know what exactly happened. Power Motorsports,
slump
right
back.
there in Chump's Corner.
How much did Power Motorsports charge you?
Hey, T,
Power Motorsports was going to charge me over
Gee.
$1,060 to get the job done. I told her I would do the job to save her money, and it would cost her $360. And she hung up on us and told us she was going to take us to court, and she
seriously?
disputed the charge with her bank.
So how did you come up with the $878 if you did the stuff in house?
No problem. The clutch cost me $691.
Chris?
The labor was $165 an hour, and the tax was $21. And
Hell of a hit.
the security deposit was $500.
He did the work himself. He charged
What was
himself
the date that
$160.
What's the date that you did the work? When did this happen?
I did the work, I would say it was June 9th. Or right, June 9th, June 10th, I got the job done.
Mm-hmm. Oh God! And Miss England, you're saying you were there on May 25th?
Yes, I was there on May 25th. And he also told me that he had to have the job done outhouse, that if he had to do the job in-house,
Outhouse.
it would be cheaper. But he never told me that he had to do the job in-house. He never gave me a detailed receipt
It was a fun one, Tech.
besides what he's saying that it charged. Like I didn't get receipts for parts. I didn't get receipts for labor. I didn't get any
It's
of
the
that.
500 plus the
So-
three.
And I don't
of them,
remember. I don't.
for the 8 total.
I'm sorry. I didn't
Go ahead.
remember
Go ahead.
disputing the $500 charge because I'm actually spoke with my bank. So I'm actually trying to pull that up right now to see if I got the $500 deposit back.
Here's the picture of the $500 deposit.
Okay.
Why did the court not have
And you didn't get it. And you didn't get it. And they took the $500 back. The bank did.
Yeah, the bank took it back from us, yes.
apparently?
So when you
so she
dispute
won.
charges,
You
yeah.
have-
She won the dispute.
So your total claim at this point in time is $1,478. Sound
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay. Miss England, anything you want to add?
That I have witnesses, and like I said, I paid $360 for a 40-minute ride, and I did. He followed behind us the whole time. He never told us anything about. Besides, he told my boyfriend, "This is your first time driving. You're doing a good job." He never stopped us. Besides, when it stalled out, when he got into the ATV,
Take your Lambo.
started back up. That's the only
Okay.
thing he ever said. That's the only time anything. He never ever mentioned anything besides don't go over
He
50
never
miles
told
an
your
hour.
boyfriend, hey, you're riding too hard. You got to change the way you're using this?
No, because he wasn't.
Can
All right.
I, Your Honor?
Go ahead, Mr. Even. Go ahead.
They were going so fast, they left me.
They
I
broke the
had to
sound
call
barrier.
them. If she remembers, I could put her phone call. I had to call them multiple times to tell them to slow down so I can catch up with them. I have to tell them multiple times that you're driving really fast. I
He's
told
a
her, I said,
helicopter
hey,
mom.
you're a good driver. And she will admit this because she says she had it on live that I admitted saying that you're a good driver because you guys haven't crashed into a tree yet. And I told him, I said, it's raining outside. I said, you got your kids in the car, you got your girlfriend in the car. You need to slow down. You cannot dog this machine.
How would driving too fast affect the clutch?
That's what I was
basically,
about
it
to
wasn't
say.
about driving fast. It was going over the hills that they were going over. If you're continuously going over
Angelo.
hills like this, you're going to jump up and down on the clutch and keep bashing. If you're going at high rates with 3 people in the car, you're going to break the clutch.
The entire time he was
So
following.
So basically, the tail end of the vehicle, every time they went over a hill, the tail end of the vehicle was pretty much off the ground and jumping all over the place. That's how fast they
So
were
you
going.
were, Miss England, you were off road. You weren't just on a track. Does that sound right?
We were on a trail, and the time he's talking about
Okay.
calling, we were in front of him, and I had asked him, could he guide us? We turned on a wrong street, and he called to let us know that we were off trail. He never said, you're driving too fast, you lost me. He said, back up. And he was at the end of the trail where we could see him, so we could turn
Were you
around.
talking to him directly, or was your boyfriend talking to him?
I was. He
Okay.
called me.
All right.
I still believe her.
I do
Mr.
too.
Eatman, you're the plaintiff. I'll give you the last word. What do you say?
Yep. So it basically same information. I have spoke to them. I told them you need to slow down. I told him you have a kid in the back. You can't drive this machine like this. You will damage the vehicle. When the first time the vehicle started was the first warning, I told him, hey, listen, you need to take it easy on the vehicle.
Okay.
Really doing
All
damage.
right. I
The
understand.
clutch
I
was
understand what you're
slamming into
saying.
the ground, Your
I
Honor.
have to tell you, Ms. England, that I've heard the testimony, and I do believe what Mr. Eatman says, and he shows that there is repairs to the vehicle. You did not utilize the vehicle for, I'm going to give you credit for the almost $400 for the rental. You utilized the vehicle. You didn't get your time out of it, but he is entitled to $1,000 in damages.
Are you going to let
plus
my
the court
witnesses
costs.
speak?
No, they're not.
Already ruled.
They're not here. You didn't say they're here. You said you would get them. They're not
I
here.
gave,
Are
I
they
gave
here?
them I gave them the Zoom. I didn't know if they were allowed to be in here. But
Let me see if we have somebody. Let me see. Let me see.
Hold on,
Very
man.
quickly, even.
Let somebody here.
The clutch could have been bad before they got a hold of
there
it.
we
Where's
go.
the proof it wasn't?
Sir, what is
Was
your
it
name?
actually serviced?
My name is David Williams.
Miss England, is that your boyfriend?
yes.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like.
Mr. Williams, are you
I
driving the
figured
car?
that's exactly what he looked
Yes.
like, by the way.
The ATV I was driving.
No, are you driving your car right now?
Yes.
And I'm jumping shit
I'm
right
about
and
to
left,
pull
burning
over
the
right
clutch
now,
out of it.
dude.
We're not going to let you. Yeah, he's not.
Driving like a
Come on,
fool.
really, Miss England?
I
This
just
guy
got it
drives
off.
his car
He
while he's
kicked
talking to me on Zoom?
He's at work.
Well,
I can't have my son
He's
do it. He's
actually
not a
moving.
minor. My
Listen,
son's an
Miss
adult.
England, stop. He's actually on the road driving the vehicle while he's looking at me at the screen.
I can have my son, who's not a child. He's an adult that was in the ATV. Talk to you as
Well,
well.
But he's not
That's-
here either. Your son's not here.
I-
Your boyfriend calls in. He calls in. You're going to tell me what a good driver he is as he calls into me. He's
I
on
didn't
Zoom.
say he was. I said
He's
what
in
I'm
another
saying
razor.
is he never stopped and said you're driving this incorrectly. It stalled before when we first got on there. Before we
Let's
even
see if your
driving.
boyfriend's here now. He's a Zoom user. Let's see if he's here. Let's find out. Have you pulled over now?
Hello.
Hello.
All right, have you stopped your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Is that correct?
He's hurting her
Yes,
case,
sir.
but he's already ruled.
Do you remember going to Memories
Yeah, nothing's
Rental
going to change.
and renting the Razor, driving it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What happened that day?
It seemed like we
Monkey.
rented a car by the ATV. He told us not to go don't go past 50 or 60 miles per hour. He was gonna follow us. He followed us the whole time, but it seemed like he had something was going on with the ATV. Anyway, I'm a certified mechanic. Actually, I have an engine repair. I'm actually a certified mechanic, so I can prove that also. But something was going on with the clutch, I guess. So he was saying, and it seemed like he knew it already what it was. I don't know, but it was nothing. I know for a fact it was nothing. Had nothing to do with our driving.
It
How do you know that
pre-existed.
for a fact?
That's what ATV is for. Is you drive it through the terrain, the trail that they had a drive-through.
Mr. Eatman, anything you want to ask him or anything that you want to say based on his testimony?
Yeah, definitely. So before every ride, we make sure all of our customers test drive the vehicle around the parking lot, but they go around 3 times before they go out. And we also asked him, and I also stopped him. I was talking with him, and he knows the truth. He knows what happened. He was
Well,
driving.
hold on. Mr. England, did you, or sir, did you get to test drive the vehicle before you took it out?
I don't recall that. It's a possibility, but I don't recall that. But I know they were having trouble with it. It seemed like they went
Why do you know that?
and got another one because it seemed like they were having a hard time getting it going. And then we was in it about 30 minutes, and by the time the 30, not even 30 minutes, it started like it wouldn't go in gear.
Okay, all right.
It was 30-minute drive.
Miss England, do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, my son. He should be joining.
Oh.
He the first person that's ever drove
Can
one
I
and didn't know what he
say
was
something
doing.
to my boyfriend though?
I
When he
mean,
stopped
if
us, what
that's
did
the
he tell you?
case.
Stopped us.
When he stopped and pulled up on the side of us, what did he tell you about your driving?
Oh, yeah. He said I was a good driver. I'm a great driver.
Did he ever tell you that you were driving too hard or that we had a kid in the background that we needed to stop driving hard on it?
Yeah, I forgot about that. He actually did compliment me on my driving. Yep.
And when we pulled up,
said because
All right, hold on.
You haven't killed
Who do I have
anybody
on
yet.
Daniel's phone. Danielle's phone. Yeah, I don't know if they're getting through or not. Yeah, they're not getting through.
Oh,
All right, Mr. England, or Mr. Eatman, what do you want to say? Do you have any other thing to say? You're the plaintiff.
all for that compliment. When I stopped him, I did compliment you, and I said, you are a great driver. He said it is raining out here and it's slippery and you guys are going a little too fast. I said, slow down because I'm having a hard time keeping up with you guys.
Amber.
You guys
The gentleman drinking something. Can you put that down, please? You're in a courtroom.
Sorry about that. Enjoy a large cup of salsa.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
you guys are going to damage the vehicle.
I need to stop. All right, I've heard enough. And I'm going to remove the witness here so we get that taken care of.
Oh, wow.
Too much chatter. Yeah, listen, I happen to believe Mr. Eatman over you, Miss England. I think that and having watched and listened to the driver and watched his activity and seen his attitude on I'm not believing what he's telling me either.
What?
I'm going to hold you responsible for $1,000 in damages for the clutch. I'll enter that judgment plus cost in the amount of $65. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Judge.
I don't know if
Thank you, Ron.
I don't know if I agree with
We have
that.
one
The
more.
dude's a douchebag. I get it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I get it.
But
I also don't like this guy very much either. He didn't seem so.
the only evidence he had was that something was broken on it. And they're on it 30 minutes, 40 minutes. They paid for 4 hours of riding.
A couple of you said that in the chat too. What if you're driving a vehicle that you rent,
That's the customer.
even just a car,
Lily
Yeah.
and something goes out? What you got?
Transmission goes out. Say transmission goes out. Are you responsible because the transmission went out? If he'd have broke the tire off of it, we'll say he broke the suspension because he was going so hard. Okay.
That right.
It's the clutch.
Right.
You know, again,
A clutch on a rental
And I'm just missing a counterclaim.
side by side. A clutch that has been rented out. I would imagine that clutch has seen
a
lot of bad shit.
I mean, that people get those things and they go hog wild with them. They really go. And that's the point. You're renting it because you want to go do those things. I would not pay $360 for 4 hours to ride around like it's a golf cart. I'm sorry. I just would.
You're supposed to go out and have a little bit of fun with that. And by the way, the dude's charging him for towing. There's no bill for that or anything either. They said that he brought the trailer down that it was on.
Yeah. He hooked a strap to it to pull it out of the woods. I mean, again, isn't this on their property? I mean, he should be apologizing to them that it broke down.
Somebody, Ishmael England.
It's true. Why is he? Are we gonna have another
audio?
He's got a bunch of people mad at him. We're just waiting for the next plaintiff to show up against him. I don't know.
All right, Mr. England, could you state your name?
Ishmael England.
Yes, an audio.
Wait, this is the son, is it not? England?
It doesn't matter. He's already made a judgment. What we bring
Have
him
somebody
in?
on Danielle's iPhone.
He's
or
not going to make a
Danielle's
third
phone?
judgment, is
Let's
he? The
see.
same way.
Let's see what I have here first.
Avis probably, you're right. Avis probably would. It's true.
I have somebody on Danielle's phone. What is your name?
I'm Danielle.
Oh,
Well, that makes sense then.
you are here.
Danielle's
Is
on-
Miss England?
She got her 500 back golfing,
No, this is Danielle Kaufman.
but now has to repay it. I think.
Yeah, it
And
seems
you
that way.
are
1,000
calling for
bones.
the 130 case with Top Notch Property?
Correct.
Top notch.
Well, what,
Okay, I'm going to put you in the waiting room.
this dude, he's got to have another one if he's still on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Judge Salamone. I'm going to put you in the waiting room. It'll be another.
Somebody's
10,
suing him
15 minutes.
because he hasn't paid for
Okay,
the
that
clutch
sounds good.
yet.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Alan,
you.
I'm not 100% sure. I'd look. I believe it may be Michigan. Maybe.
It looks like it with that flag. over
Mr.
there.
Cops, are
Oh,
you
no, all right,
there?
he's gone.
We are, yes.
There we go.
That was weird.
Mr. Cops, do you have a
Huh.
video?
Oh, and he's back. We got to
Yes,
see
I
what
do. I
happens
just
here,
have to
right?
turn it on.
can't go
guess. I'm
anywhere.
not sure exact.
I don't know what's
here we
happening,
go.
but I want to see.
How's that?
Thank you. There we are.
You look
Mr.
like
Cops,
Razor
would you state
Rental.
your name?
Renner.
William Cops.
Thank you. And who's with you?
Um,
Some bitch.
My name is Michelle. I'm his wife.
That was weird. Just
Oh,
look
good to
at
meet you both. I have
It's
Mr.
like, shit,
Eaton
who-
here, who is the
my wife.
owner of Memories Traverse City. Mr. Eaton, would you state your name?
How you guys doing? My name is Craig Eatman.
All right. And so I have, I'm going to been through this with Mr. Eaton on one case, do it with both of you.
Sweet. Thank you, guys. We are in
Cops,
this.
when you're in small claims court, you have the right to say, listen, I'd rather have this held at a general
Okay,
civil
now
matter.
what's he got going
When
on
you're
with
in small
these
claims, you're
people?
waiving your right to an attorney.
He's in this
waiving your right to
case.
a jury
Oh my
trial,
God.
waiving your right to appeal my decision when I make a
What?
decision in this matter. Understanding that,
Big.
Mr. and Mrs. Cops, do you still want to proceed in this matter, or do you want it put in the general civil docket?
we can proceed.
Mr. Eaton, what about you?
I would like to proceed.
All right, Mr. Eaton, you're suing for $550. What's that for?
Basically, that is for a no-show, and it's for the
The no-shows was he was going to rent something for $100. Does that sound right?
correct, and we refunded him $50 for his cancellation, and he disputed it with his
Okay.
bank. This bank that he never knew of it.
You kept 50. You kept 50
Oh wow.
because you have a 50% cancellation charge. Is that correct?
Correct. And he
Yeah,
just,
I'm reading through the documents. That's why I knew
He's a
that.
mastered
And then
litigator.
his bank took back the $50.
he actually told his bank, first customer I ever had, he told his bank that he never did business with us and that we stole his card information.
That's
I
not
just
true.
want to know if the bank took his money back.
Yes,
Okay, so it's $50.
yes.
It is
$100.
All right. You're looking for $550. What's that for?
Well, basically for the
Exactly.
transaction I went through with the bank, my account was held for 3 days with me verifying that I wasn't doing fraud due to his calls. So I missed business.
Miss
How do you know?
business.
Is the
Well,
judge going to go
basically,
back
when
on
he
the other
told me
one?
I couldn't,
maybe?
when they told the bank that I
Needs
fraudulently
to now.
took their money, the bank would not allow me to do any business, would allow me to do any work while they were auditing my account.
Yeah, we caught
What does that
the
have to do with
name
people
of the
can't call
guy's
you and rent
business?
something? I'm not following here.
Well, he called. He didn't call. He actually booked online, and then he called and canceled. And we told him our cancellation policy is 50% back. We gave him the $50 back. He disputed his bank charge for
Cancellation
$100.
policy should be just
All
give him
right,
back
Mr.
his
Cox.
money.
And so that I'm just
Okay.
gonna, Mr. Even, raise your right.
Is there a
hand, please.
waiting
You
list
swear
for
affirm to tell the
these
truth,
broken
nothing but the
ass
truth, that's
razors
right.
or
Mr.
what?
Cops doing the same. Mr.
That's
Cops, you agree? You, I said,
Agree.
you. Mr.
Yes,
Eatman,
I
the
do.
testimony you just gave me is true to the best of your information and belief. Is that true?
That's true.
Mr. Cops, you rented it, you entered into an agreement. It was supposed to be $100, correct?
Correct.
If you cancel within 7 days, it's $50. It's kept as a charge for cancellation.
Yeah, I'm looking through my paperwork. I thought it was a full cancellation. I don't remember reading a 50% back.
I actually explained it to you over the phone, and I told you it was on our website where you booked
Mr.
your reservation.
Eatman, I don't want you to interrupt, okay?
How that
Yes.
works.
You'll have a chance. So you would agree then, but it is 50% back, right?
Whether it's 50% back or 100% back, I'm not sure if it matters, but we'll go with 50% back.
It does matter because it depends on, I mean, why do you, if it's 50% back,
Real.
any cancellations less than 7 days will be a 50% surcharge. Why do you think you don't owe that?
It goes beyond the cancellation. We rented the jet ski, understand, for $100 to be rented the next afternoon.
Okay.
We were called out on emergency because my mother-in-law went into the hospital. We called to cancel the reservation. There was no answer. So on the way out of town, I stopped by their storefront, and which is empty. There was nobody there. There was no sign of them being there. It was an empty storefront.
And he couldn't do
So then I-
What is the address
7
you stopped
days
at?
cancellation on a day before rental.
I think it's 1990.
Your one-stop shop.
It's
for
on their
fun, ladies
website.
and gentlemen.
US 31.
US 31, Suite C.
Okay.
It's still on their
So there was
website.
no one there.
There was nobody there.
Okay.
At that point in time, I believed I was being fraudulently used or scammed.
The water was off.
So I immediately called my credit card company and canceled the payment for $100.
But what about, why would you think that? I mean, you went to the office just because there was nobody at the office?
It was empty building.
Mr.
was
Eaton,
no-
is that true? Let me ask Mr. Eaton, is that true?
Depending on what day that he went and what time he went, our logo was over the building, and also a sign was on the door, and also
I move things
our
in and
Google
out, Your Honor.
had our new address and also had our phone number. And any phone calls that were missed, I always return calls. I never went any days or even 3 hours without returning the phone call. We were always on our phone. He simply
So
told
you
us,
called him that day to try and cancel, Mr. Cox, right?
Correct.
And did he call you back?
The first phone call I received back was at 7:27 p.m. that evening.
So he called you back that same day?
Later on in the evening, yes. I had already left
You had
town.
already reported him for fraud.
Yes, sir.
All right, that seems a little quick.
Anything
He
else?
might have pulled the trigger on that one.
Might have a little bit.
Empty building is
Um,
great, though.
I guess as of right now, if you were to go on their website, they would still have the 1990 US 31 address on their
Nope.
website.
706
And that's
West
where
Commerce.
the Google Maps on their website will show you where
On
their
the page.
facility is.
Anyway.
As of
Where were you
last-
going to pick up the machine that you rented? Where were you going to pick it up at?
I assumed there.
no.
There was nothing telling me where I would
Hold
go.
on. I mean, Mr. Eatman, you just said no. Where was he going to pick it up at?
We meet all of our customers at the boat launch, as we explain to every customer, as we explain to him.
He was out on a jet ski following another rental.
Yeah.
I
He follows me
appreciate what you
around while I'm on the
testified to,
jet
and I
ski.
think, yeah, you had a family emergency. This isn't like you just decided to cancel a
Mhm.
contract, but he has his, and I'm not sure. Well, Mr.
Keep in
Eaton,
mind, he's
for
going
purpose of the
after
business, why you wouldn't
$50.
give somebody,
500 on top of that.
you know, maybe a break on
plus.
something like that. That's up to you as a business person, and they had a family emergency. Go ahead.
So I completely understood what he was going through, and I told him we can give him a 50% refund, or next year when he comes up, we can use it to anything that he would like, or he can
There
have
you
it,
go.
give it to anyone that he would like. He did not want to do any of that.
Okay.
Thinking, hung
You
up
have
on.
is there documentation showing that offer?
I will still offer it to you.
Take
That's
it.
better.
Take it.
I don't even know you exist.
Oh!
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Cops, here's what we have. What I do know is that you owe him $50 plus the $45 in costs. I'm not going to give you $550.
He might be.
Even what you're out is $95, and that's what the judgment will be for.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, what is the $45 for?
That's for court cost. That's all. Somebody gets that when they win a judgment. So that's what it
So-
costs to file the case, get it served.
So we tried to settle this out of court. Is there any value in that at all?
He just tried to settle it with you here, and you said no. And you looked at him and said, I don't even think you exist. I have a gentleman testifying under oath. I just had another case with him where he actually had rented vehicles to people. He said it would make sense to me that if you're renting what was this? What was this that he was renting, Mr. Eatman?
Jet ski.
Yeah, jet ski, that it would be on the water. So I'm finding in his favor, and you owe, it's the $50. That's the cancellation fee plus the $45 in court costs. I'll mail it out to you. Thank you all.
Thank you,
So I don't normally say this. Not a big fan of this judge at all. I mean,
the judge, yeah, he seems kind of like on the side of the plaintiff right off the bat. Like in both cases, it seemed like he didn't want to hear anything. Like there's no logic, especially with the I mean, there was so many things you could say about the burning clutch and the thing and everything else. And then this guy comes in with a, well, he didn't do 7 days. Well, he tried to rent it the day before. I don't know.
So,
I don't want to badmouth the judge, but
no,
damn.
I mean, that's not something I don't think we've ever done. But those two cases right there seems so just to be clear, it was only, even though the dude won, that couple had to pay another $45 for the
court costs and everything.
Thank you, Judge. Judge just said. Yeah, way more fair in the second case. But at the same time, I don't know if I would give them back. I mean, if they had a real reason. Well, he tried to. Said he went to the building. The guy didn't call him back till 7-something at night. And he tried to go to the building and nobody was there. I don't know, man. That is crazy.
I mean, I want to wait and see if he brings up another person. Is like he the whole docket today or what?
Oh, good luck with that. Jesus, that is crazy. I know we're gonna have a couple days of rain and wind as well.
Yeah.
Now the first one though, I mean, oh man, sometimes these cases though, I was gonna see if you had anything else coming up. Do you guys want to take a look real quick at there's only 6? Hi, Francis.
Francis, how are you?
There's only 6 reviews on their on their Facebook. Do we want to look at those?
Do we dare?
Hey God.
By the way, Creed, if you rent a jet ski from him, this would have been what it looked like if that old guy and that old girl had got that jet ski. He would have been right down behind them, following them the whole entire time.
Is he slightly or
he's holding on to a steering wheel, Creed.
Oh, that's a steering wheel. Okay.
He's burning the clutch out in that bitch as we speak.
That's them.
Okay.
Memories.
You can rent a bus from them?
Well, a camper. We took a 2-hour guided rental. One ATVs, very fun. Guide was as fast or slow as your comfort allows. Great time, highly recommended. What else we got? Does it say? Man, even though they rode with us, it was a great time. Craig is an awesome dude. Was that the guy that was
I guess
Craig?
So. Craig got fired on his day off. They're having a good time. It's a jet ski. Who doesn't do that? I take you out on a jet ski. It's topless jet skis only.
By the way, the side-by-sides that we've rented at 2 different places, one that was outside of Gatlinburg and another one that was in Pigeon Forge, both of them, they give you a tour. They're with you the whole time, which is a normal thing. These are all just good ones, I guess.
I would think they give you like a safety class and all kinds of other stuff before they just let you rip out with something.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Some of them do not take that much time, but they got another one. You want to see?
Yeah, let's see what he's got.
What they got? It looks like it's starting.
Name, please.
Jason Lee Bright.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It's Mr. Roddy and
Mary.
John Roddy. Who do you have with you today?
My wife Pam.
Oh, Pam's so happy to be there.
I'm Judge.
Pam would be top.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm Judge Salamone. So
She has
I have Mr.
Am I
Bright
drunk or is
is-
she real
is
blurry?
sued. Mr. Bright
She's
says you're
wanted
looking
by
for
the law.
payment of $4,275.93. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to just advise everybody that this is a small claims matter, which means if you proceed in small claims, you waive your right to an attorney, you waive your right to a jury trial. Another right that you waive is the right to appeal. So if I make a decision, it is final. Knowing that, you have the absolute right to say, listen, Judge, I don't want you to hear this case in small claims. Please move it to the general civil docket. And then it's treated like any other normal civil docket. You have all the rights that I've talked about before. Mr. Bright, knowing, and you're limited to $6,500 in damages too. So
They're in
Mr.
love,
Bright,
Amber.
if you stay
They
in
can't
small
help it.
claims, you're waiving all those rights. Is that what you want to do, or do you want to go to the general civil docket?
I'm all right with proceeding as we're doing today with you.
Okay. Mr. Roddy, Miss Roddy, do you want to proceed in small claims? There's no appeal for my decision, or do you want to get it removed to district court?
Just do this.
We'll
one.
proceed.
This is fine.
Push up your
Okay.
glasses.
Let me talk to Mr. Bright first. And Mr. Bright, please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And so you had a contract with the Roddies, is that correct?
The Roddies hired me for hourly and materials.
Okay, so how much was the hourly rate?
$50 an hour, sir.
And so time plus materials. And what were you supposed to do for them?
I was supposed to remodel their master bathroom entirely.
Okay. All right. So is that tear it out, do a tear out, and then redo it?
Yes, sir.
I hope we see what the
Basically a
bathroom
full
looks
demo,
like.
including a lot of sheetrock, tearing up of the old floor, and moving the shower 10 feet to the other side of the bathroom,
Okay.
and then redoing the floor, finishing the walls, doing a sheetrock repair, installing everything, doing tile work on the shower,
It's expensive to
painting,
get your
trim work,
bathroom redone.
and installation of most everything in the bathroom.
Did you have a written contract with them?
No, there was no contract. It was just verbally hourly wage.
Roddy from The Price
Did
is
you,
Right. Great guy.
Did you give them an estimate up front at all, a ballpark figure?
Yes, sir. I did give them a rough estimate.
What was that? What was that?
The rough estimate was $16,000.
Okay. What did you end up finally charging them?
My labor was,
I mean, wouldn't you give an
there's
estimate?
4 invoices there
Don't you stick with that?
for you to verify, but 3,320, 3,113.74, $6,912.50, and then the amount that they didn't pay me, which was $4,275. I also paid for materials on my own account.
Hold on. I have 2 invoices I'm looking at. One for $3,113.74.
My
One
in-laws did that one
for
time, and it cost them about
$4,443.93.
10 grand and got nothing done.
That would be estimates ending in 18 and 20 that you're looking at. There should be 4 of them. There should be 17,
Hold on
18,
now.
19, and
Okay.
20.
Here we go.
So he's just trying
I
to
have
gouge them for money.
$7,330 one, a $6,919 one. That's your 17 and 19.
I
I
can't
have
believe
4
this. Look at
estimates.
this.
Four
Four
invoices and 1 estimate.
Amber Luya. Welcome
So
to the
what
wonderful
did
world of
the
membership.
4 invoices add up to?
I don't have that number right down. I would have to add that up.
Bathrooms are expensive to
Let
have
me take a
redone.
look here. Let me do a raw ballpark thing.
I need my bathrooms redone, but woo, not gonna happen.
Well, they paid me for all the materials, so I was looking at labor.
That's 21,000, ballpark $22,000.
Oof.
Is that just labor, not materials?
No, so that was including the materials that I had purchased on my accounts for them before, Before doing the actual
Okay.
work, I purchased the materials on my own accounts, and then I just invoiced my customers, and they pay me for the exact amount of
And then how
materials.
much, okay, and so how much do they owe you now? Out of the 22,000 approximately, how much do they owe you now?
$4,275 plus these court fees that I've paid, I suppose.
22.
Was there any complaint for them about your work?
City folks just don't get it.
Besides, they claimed that I didn't stick to my estimate. That's the only complaint that I heard.
That would be
You
it.
Went
He never wrote a contract,
approximately-
right?
Let's see, your estimate's about
IGL.
Correct.
16,000 and you're $6,000 over that. So that's like a 25% increase.
Well, there is that's why it's a rough estimate, sir, is because
That's a real rough
they didn't have
estimate.
any of the materials picked out. I was shooting in the dark as far as, giving them a rough idea of what the tiling and everything would be without them choosing any of the materials. I had told them the unpredictability of moving the shower to the other side of the bathroom, and that would be quite a task.
Ooh, that's a
I
lot.
told them the
That's a lot.
unpredictable nature
I
of
would not
doing that.
ever do that.
I had offered to give them a bid to do the project complete as a guarantee. And I also offered them to do it hourly. They chose the hourly route because I had forewarned them that if I was to do a bid, it would probably be more like $10,000 more than what I gave them. Because of the unpredictable nature of the project, I would not give them a bid that would be
If you're
$16,000.
taking bids, though,
Yeah, it's just how big was that room?
The bathroom is approximately 15 by 15 with a
pretty good
little
size.
bump in. That's about 6 by 3 or 4.
it's a pretty wide
So it's
bathroom.
pretty much 15 by 15.
Okay. You're a licensed contractor?
No, sir.
Oh. No,
Well, at
sir.
least he's honest.
Because I was a massage therapist up until COVID hit. And I've
Your license?
always done construction things on my own time. And I've worked for some contractors in the past. But seeming that my massage career was tanked by COVID, I did what I had to do because I have 3 children, and I switched into doing projects for people. And one thing led to another, and I just I kept working, and I haven't.
He
had
got in over his head, is what he
the resources
needs
or
to
time
say.
to get a contractor's license, and honestly don't know where my life is going as far as my career is concerned. So there's been some limbo.
I appreciate that. Let me talk to Mr. Roddy, Mrs.
I would
Roddy.
never let this guy rub me for any
ask you
price.
both to raise your right hand again. You swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God. Mr. Roddy, is that true?
I do.
Mr. Roddy.
Wait, is he in a hotel
Mr.
room?
Roddy, you've heard I'm going to talk to Mr. Roddy first.
Looks like it.
Jason.
You heard the testimony here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
You haven't paid him the $4,300 approximately. Does that sound correct?
That's correct. That
And
part
why
of it is
not?
correct.
Okay. Why haven't you paid him?
We
I was- Do you care which one of us speaks? Or
I don't. I'll be honest with you. Ms. Roddy, if you wanted to handle this, that's okay with me too.
Both can
Yeah.
F off.
okay, we kind of
Lose them
agreed
anyway.
that I would handle this. First of all,
There you go.
I want to say that the $16,000 estimate was with $2,000 for a vanity. We ended up buying the vanity, so the estimate's really $14,000.
Okay.
So that's one thing. And the reason that we didn't pay was because on the 5th of July, before Jason started work, we said to him that we needed to talk to him about money. So he said, I knew this conversation was coming, and we sat down and we talked about how long it had taken, because he originally said 4 to 6 weeks. We were at the end of 8 weeks, and we said, we just can't keep paying you all this labor. It's already been 8 weeks. We're over budget because the estimate was 18,000. We had already paid him 18,000. And I said, I just can't keep doing this. So he said, I'll tell you what, I'll finish the labor for free and just charge you for the materials, and it will be done on Saturday. So we said, okay.
A miracle's
So
going to happen.
Saturday came and went. He said, I'll see you next
Hold on,
week.
hold on, hold on.
The
Hold on.
right
Stop
person
you right
gonna
there.
win this time. 1 out of 3 ain't bad, maybe.
Mr. Bright, do you remember that conversation where you said, listen, I'm just going to finish up, just charge you for materials? No labor.
I definitely remember the conversation, but it didn't exactly go as she is describing it.
Did you agree to waive your fee for labor?
No.
Why would I do that?
That is where she misunderstood what I was saying, and I said it twice, and here's what I said. Since I was being blamed for the project costing so much, I was caught off guard by being blamed. And
All right, hold on. Mr. Roddy, go ahead, finish up.
How many people work for him, by the way?
So anyway, so then he worked a whole another week. So he worked week 9, and we were surprised it wasn't done by Saturday, because if we can go back on June 20th, 6 weeks into the project, I said to him, I'm having company for 4th of July. I really need to have this done. He said, it'll be about 3 more days. And I was like, really? Okay, that's great. June 27th, 1 week later, I said, can we revisit our conversation from the 20th? You said it would be 3 days and the project would be done. It's not done. He said, well, I didn't take into account the time for things drying. And so the next week,
because I'm a massage therapist,
July 5th, we were at the end of 8 weeks. And that's when we had that conversation. So then he worked week 9 and week 10. And we were like, wow, he said he'd be done Saturday. He's still here another week. And when he left at the end of week 10, he said, I'm still not done. I'll see you on Monday. And John and I kind of looked at each other, and over the weekend, we decided, no, we're done. I don't want him in my house anymore. It's been 10 weeks of disruption.
No, I want you to hold on just a minute. I want you to hold on. Mr. Bright, is that true? You took 10 weeks and you still weren't done with this job?
It was in the beginning of the 10th week, but there were parts of that time frame that there was no work going on for at least a whole week during there. There was basically no work being. Pardon?
Why not?
Because there was a problem getting materials, sir. I had a really, really hard time finding the materials. We have shortages on everything in construction, and I had to really. I did a lot of work for free.
This is a 15 by 15 foot bathroom, and
it's huge.
You're on week 10. That's week 10. It's a 15 by 15 foot room, and you're on week 10. And let's say that you had 2 weeks vacant for getting materials and things that were beyond your control. Now you're on 8 weeks.
Yeah.
That's way too long.
Seems like an extraordinarily long time.
I'm doing it all by myself for the most part. I had a helper for some things, but I'm doing literally all the work by myself, all the shopping, all the planning, all the materials, all the stuff. I'm doing everything. Usually
okay.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. I'm listening. Go ahead, Mr. Roddy. You want to respond?
Yeah, Your Honor, not all the shopping was done by Jason. I actually purchased and picked up the flooring, purchased and had delivered the vanity and the vanity top and mirror, purchased the toilet. The electrician paid for the electricians as well. The work that went into the renovation.
What the hell did he do?
It was removing of vinyl floor, demoing of a fiberglass shower, and then moving a drain from where that was to a different part of the bathroom. That was, the
So
major.
you paid an
work was
electrician to
moving
do
that
the work.
drain.
Mr. Bright didn't do the electrical work?
He did not.
Okay. And what happened after week 10?
We had to bring in a plumber as well.
Did you have to pay somebody to finish up?
No, I actually, I installed the lights. I installed the towel bars. I did the, removed and installed an exhaust fan. I finished I painted, I had to pre-prime the window trim because the wood kept bleeding through and it wasn't used, a shellac primer wasn't used on the wood to begin with. So I did that and repainted all the windows as well.
He goes in the bathroom, turns on a recording of just banging and framing and just lays there on the floor and
Then it was
sleeps
done.
all day.
Okay. Mr. Bright, anything you want to add to that?
Absolutely.
What'd you do?
Back to the conversation that we had on the where we discussed the money, and I was being blamed for things. I did not say that I was going to do the work for free to finish the project. What I said was that I always finish what I start, and I would like to finish their project for them.
100%.
I know that it's more than they were expecting based on my estimate, but I explained to them all the reasons that it had gotten so expensive. Some of those reasons were that they chose materials that were expensive and that took more time and labor. And they didn't seem to have a problem with just picking things that were expensive without much thought at all. They changed their mind after I did a day and a half of cutting and measuring for the tile shower. They changed their mind after a day and a half, which is, it cost them about $1,500 in labor to change their mind. I had to return the tile. I had to go pick up new tile.
A day and a half's labor is $1,500.
And I'll stop you, Mr. Roddy. Does that sound correct? That you changed your mind on some tile and work you've done?
We did change our mind on the tile after about 6 tiles have been cut and set and leaned against the place to
That's
show kind of
$100
what
an
it
hour
would
if you
look
work
like
10-hour days.
against the flooring. No tile had been installed. There had been some cuts made, yes.
And the materials is, we're not arguing, the materials price that he charged us was like $4,000 in material. We don't have a problem with that. We paid like $6,000. We don't have a problem with that because we bought the flooring, we bought the vanity, we bought the shower door and got that installed by Twin Bay Glass. We don't have, the materials is not an issue.
He didn't even put in the shower door?
Not an issue.
You paid him $4,000 for materials and then $14,000 for labor. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And he had showed us.
Does that sound right to you, Mr. Bright?
Yes.
Mr. Bright, does that sound right to you?
To demo.
Sorry, what sound right?
Being paid $14,000 approximately for labor, $4,000 for materials.
Yes, sir. That sounds about right.
Okay. All right.
$14,000.
I want to check some law. It's going to take me about 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to put you all in a waiting room. Okay.
Okay. Good. That gives me a chance to let this sink in.
Yeah. No kidding, it does.
Oh, I just had some other things to add, but you can go ahead and do that.
What do you want to add?
There was quite a few things actually. Second of all,
Mr. Roddy's constant sexual harassment, Your Honor.
Sitting in the garage for 2 weeks, and then when my helper and I got him over to help me put it in, and we were about to put it in, and we actually installed it, and then 5 minutes later, John came up and said he didn't like it and that he wanted it removed. So there's a lot of
hold on, stop right there, Mr. Roddy. Is that correct? You had him remove something that he'd already installed.
Yes. So actually, the vanity top was opened up. I looked at it in the garage. At the time, I said I didn't like it very much. I walked the dog. By the time he came back from walking the dog, the vanity top was in place. I said, I really can't have that vanity top on there. So the 3 of us then removed it immediately. The glue hadn't even set up on it. There have been.
I want to take a look at some law real quick. Let me put you all in a waiting room. Give me about 15 minutes.
He's got to go look at his books.
He's got to get some reference.
Wow.
All right, so here, that's a lot to take in. They hire a massage therapist,
right,
to redo their bathroom.
Bathroom,
that's the first thing that's wrong.
Everything that we know, 15 by 15, pretty big bathroom.
Pretty big bathroom.
Not only all that, they want to change where the shower head was, right?
They want to move the shower from where it is, which means rerouting the plumbing and stuff, which is a lot, especially if they don't have like a subfloor of any kind. If it's on a slab or something, that's even more work. So he's taken on this project that I think way over his head. We've talked about people being in over their head, absolutely in over his head at this point. And for the amount of time, and he's saying $14,000 in labor, $14,000 in labor. I don't get that. It took him weeks to tear up a tile floor, remove a fiberglass shower. I guarantee you, me and Cree could do that in one day, and neither one of us knows anything of what we're doing.
That's another great point about this one is the amount of work that has been done by the Roddies and other people.
Yeah, he's hired an electrician. He's done a ton of work himself. I mean, they need to put this guy as a dependent on their taxes this year because
Mr. Bright, Mr. Roddy, listen, I was looking at the law and you all can hear me, Mr. Bright, you can hear me, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Roddy, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
So under the law, there is a
exactly
the Michigan statute MCLA 339.2412 indicates that if you're a residential repair person and you're not licensed by the state, you cannot pursue a claim in court for damages. So, Mr. Bright, that would prevent me from ruling on your case in this matter. By law, it's barred. So go get a license. That's what you should do. I'm not going to rule on the merits.
Get out of the
case
business
at all. I'm just going to say that by law, Mr. Bright is precluded from bringing this action, and we'll leave it at that.
By law, they
Thank you
shouldn't
all.
have paid him anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Brooks.
Boy, that is 3 good cases out of this court today.
Have a good time in your hotel room there, Jason. Again, don't hire people that aren't licensed and bonded and all that good stuff, because you're just asking for trouble, Creed.
Boy, no kidding.
Wow.
Somebody had asked for the link to this court. I'll drop it in there. This is a new one for us. I don't even think we're subbed. We are now.
We are now.
We are subscriber number 142.
And if you like this, I'm sure you'll see it on your favorite law tuber real soon. Just saying. Yeah, a real good time. Not one time were we bothered by the sex bots. We got through a whole day of
What'd you just say?
Oh, no.
Free girls in your city.
Creed, I'm sorry, bud. You read that wrong. It says free girls in your city.
In you city.
These girls are beautiful. Beautiful girls from around the world.
Are they
In
lady
your
boys?
city.
They lady boys?
Oh, you like girls? We got girls.
Bottom line, don't hire a massage therapist to remodel your bathroom. Also, do not rent jet skis, ATVs, side-by-sides, or anything. Without a contract. That dude didn't even really have a contract in the other one either.
A lot of verbal stuff. A lot of really big mistakes made here, but at least the judge got that one right. But his hands were kind of tied.
They also got the sex bots too happening over there. Have a good time. Find your love.
Well, I don't feel as bad then. I don't feel as bad for all the sex we just threw on those guys. These girls hung like horse. Yeah, I guess we should stop here. Let's go out on top, Creed.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go out on top.
That was a great day of court, all with Magistrate Carter. His name, 86 District Court. So
ruling with an iron fist, Creed.
Somebody is ranting and it's not in my name and it's not in anybody else's name. It's in somebody else's name.
You guys need to pay your bill, sexchat69.site, or we're gonna stop it because
you're getting ready to get cut off.
Yeah,
we know a judge that will rule for us.
That's right. You just got to give them $50. They'll rule on anything. Don't matter. Thank you guys, all the likes, the comments, the new members, new subs. Welcome to all of you. Quick thing, want to say we'll be back 4:05 East, of course, for We Gotta Chase, and later on, members only. We'll tell more in a minute. Flusha, Lambo, Flusha, Amber, Flusha, Lambo. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.
Boy, what a day. So make sure if you're not already a member on We Got a Chase exclusive channel, you might want to become one just for this, because this is going to be a show unlike anything else. We're going to talk about stalking, Creed. We're going to learn a lot about stalking today and what to watch for, what not to do during We Got a Chase exclusive members only, as well as some dangerous women's there as well. So a lot of women today, even across that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. And don't forget, we had a live chase right before this. If you want to go watch that, it's a quick one, but it has a pretty good ending.
It's got a hell of an ending. Hopefully, no one else was hurt except for the guy that was an a-hole. Until the next time, guys. Who loves you, baby?
Cassie, definitely 100%. The first two were really cray-cray.
Those are nuts. Young girl, your town, Big Adam's apple.